What's up YouTube, Jeff back again, and today another Galaxy S22 Ultra versus iPhone 13 Pro Max video. And today I'm going to be giving you guys 5 reasons the Galaxy S22 Ultra absolutely dominates the display on the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Now before we do get into the video, I do want to remind you guys of a couple things. First of all, we are doing our giveaway for the month of June. We're giving away a flagship device if you guys want to check out the link in the pinned comment. Also, subscribe to my newsletter for weekly updates on my themes, wallpapers, and icon packs for the Android phones, especially the Samsung Galaxy devices. That'll be in there as well. Also, Samsung and Best Buy are having some good deals on the Galaxy Watch 4. All those links are below. So let's talk about 5 ways the Galaxy S22 Ultra display absolutely destroys the display on the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Now, just looking at these two, the first aesthetic difference that you'll notice is very clear. The Galaxy S22 Ultra has a full display with no notch. And personally, I just think it looks a lot better to have a display with no notch. Sure, you do have the punch hole design, as you guys can see right there, but it blends in, especially if you're using dark mode in your browser. In fact, if you're looking at this straight on, you don't even really notice it too much at all. On the other hand, if you're using the iPhone, you're browsing Safari, you definitely notice the notch at the top because that black, even if you're using a dark wallpaper, the notch is still very easy to notice because there's a huge gap in your content. Whereas with the punch hole, it's very small, very minimal, and doesn't really bother me too much. So that's the first thing, a very clear aesthetic difference that we can all see. The next thing is the resolution. The Galaxy S22 Ultra has a higher PPI than the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and that just makes for a better overall viewing experience. Of course, you're going to get crisper content when you're watching your YouTube content. So if you're watching videos, for instance, my videos, or anyone else, you're just going to get a crispier look, especially if you watch creators that are making things in 4K, you're going to get a much nicer experience on the Galaxy S22 Ultra versus the iPhone 13 Pro Max. And you can also just see a little bit more, like you can see here with the longer display on the Galaxy S22 Ultra and the notch not being there, you can just see a little bit more content, and it just looks a little bit nicer to me in terms of the resolution. The next thing is the brightness. Now, this is very well known, but Samsung makes panels for pretty much everyone, including Apple. So your iPhone often has a Samsung panel in it, but Samsung saves the brightest panels out there for the Galaxy devices. So when you're talking about the maximum brightness, the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra in outdoor, direct light situations can go upwards of 1700 nits of brightness, which is very impressive. Even though the iPhone 13 Pro Max gets over 1000 nits, it still can't hit that extra peak brightness mode. And when you crank the brightness up all the way on this device, it's super bright right here. We'll do it on the iPhone too, just to be 100% fair. But both of these devices, again, very good brightness, but the Galaxy S22 Ultra just has that much higher peak brightness, especially in direct sunlight. So I'll turn those down because I don't want to scorch anybody retinas while you guys are watching the video. So I'll turn the brightness back down to reasonable levels. But again, outdoors, huge win for Samsung. The next thing is always on display. And I've talked about this before. Samsung has optimized their displays so that you can actually have an always on display that not only displays your notifications, your time, your date, your battery percentage, but also you can have an image on your always on display. I've got a picture of my son right here, and there's no issues with burn-in whatsoever. Samsung has optimized their AMOLED displays so that you don't have issues. These pixels are basically moving around all the time, so you don't have to worry about this in the least little bit. And that, of course, is a really nice thing at the end of the day to have that always on display there so that you can view it and get all that information and also have a decorative image. Now, the iPhone doesn't even have an always on display at all, so you actually have to tap your phone to get your notifications. You won't have your battery percentage and everything displayed there, and you also can't have that image always decorating your lock screen. So if someone sees your phone, it's going to be personalized and different than anyone else's. The final thing is something that I always mention when pointing out differences between the Samsung versus Apple ecosystem in mobile, and that is that the Galaxy S22 Ultra display is optimized for use with Samsung's S Pen. And of course, Apple doesn't have stylus support or Apple Pencil support at all on the iPhone 13 Pro Max. So the S Pen can do a number of things, not only take notes, it can also select Smart Select, which allows you to select certain things on the screen. I like to use this in Instagram. I'm browsing some photos in Instagram and I want to grab one of these photos. just head over to Smart Select. You can select a portion of the screen, any part of the photo. You can save it. You can share it to other platforms like Twitter. You can also use this to do mathematics, which I use for a lot in math and equation solver. And you can use it to translate. So if you see something in another language on social media, on YouTube, you want to translate it, see what it says, you can use the S Pen for that as well. So it's not just a note-taking device, but it adds an extra layer of customizability. And again, it's something that Apple does not offer on their iPhones. No Apple Pencil support whatsoever. So those are 5 big things for me where the Galaxy S22 Ultra display absolutely destroys the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification icon for future videos like this. You guys can also check out the giveaway as well as any of those other links I mentioned earlier in the pinned comment and the description. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot for watching.